Well, I think this week is a little different than the first 2 weeks in that our number one goal and priority is to sort of emulate a little more of what an in-season week would be like. Tough practices on Tuesday and Wednesday, not really practicing on Friday. Another tough practice, which would be a game on Saturday. And even though we're not having really a scrimmage on Saturday, we may have a lot of game-like situations that we want to sort of get the players to experience. I think the big thing that we're trying to accomplish now, which is a little bit of a work in progress because we really didn't have camp. I mean, this is really not camp-like where you go every day, you got to grind through, you're developing the mental and physical toughness and conditioning level. I mean, I think this is a lot better for the players in some ways because they get a lot of rest, but you don't really get that sort of opportunity to really make a difficult circumstance for players, and then they have to have the perseverance to overcome. That's something I think is really important to develop in mental toughness. So, that's what we're trying to get out of the players on these, back-to-back days that we practice. How committed are you? How good do you want to be? What are you willing to do what you need to do to be a good player? And the focus needs to be on the things that are going to help you perform and accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish, not necessarily on the outcomes. And that's something that, success is determined by consistency and performance, and having an ability to focus on every play and understand the importance that you never know when the play that you're going to have an opportunity to make, whether it's a pass to catch or a play to make on defense, a fumble to recover. You never know when that's happening. So if you're not playing all out and focused on every play, then you're not going to have a chance to make those plays when they come up. And in circumstances like this, the kind of heat that we've had, even though we're not practicing every day, that's something that the players really have to be able to push themselves through. So, obviously, we're trying to get everybody reps like it's camp so that we can develop more and more players to develop depth on our team. I'm very proud of the way our players handled and the university handled, the march we had on Monday. I think they were very positive in their messaging, and I think they used their platform in a very positive way. So I was really, proud of everyone for the way they conducted themselves and how we did that. And hopefully it'll have a positive impact on the future.
Okay, we'll start with Michael Cross at Grande. AL.com.
Yeah, just wondering the plan for the weekend with the players. I know they don't have scrimmage or practice. Are they allowed to go home, or what's their plan for?
No, we're practicing on Saturday.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, we're not. We're going to have a walkthrough on Friday and practice on Saturday. I just sort of mentioned that we would have some kind of a practice on Saturday, even though it's not necessarily a scrimmage. There would be a lot of game-like situations that we would try to practice in this practice on Saturday.
Okay, just
I'm sorry, we'll come back to you. We'll go to Charlie Potter next.
Just wanted to ask you about Karl Tucker and just what he's added to your tight end room, given his experience from North Carolina.
Yeah, Carl's done a really good job. I think, he's a very good blocker. He's got some explosive power. He plays with a lot of toughness. He's a good receiver. He's got good hands. He's a smart guy. I think his experience has helped him adapt very quickly to the offense. And I certainly think that he's going to contribute to our team in a very positive way this year.
Go to Jared Oliver. Go ahead and unmute Jared.
Hey, Coach. This is Jared at NBC 13. There seemed to be some conflicts on social media, saying that people may have had a problem with you leading a march on campus compared to you leading your team out of the tunnel. What's your reaction to that?
I didn't really understand the question.
Asking
Mike too low?
uh, people on social media's opposition to the marches, which
Look, I don't have an opinion about everybody else's opinion. I don't have an opinion about, we try to do the right things. We try to provide positive leadership for our players. Like I said, on Monday, we're trying to elevate our players' chances of having success in their life through their personal development, academic support so they can graduate and develop a career, and what kind of career they can develop as a football player. But a part of that is also providing leadership to elevate people around them by using their platform in a positive way. So, and as I said earlier, I'm pleased with the way that happened, and that's that.
We'll go to Aaron Sells.
Just wondering if LeBron Ray stays healthy, what kind of player can he be, and what does that mean for the overall depth of your defensive line?
Well, LeBron was, played great last year for the 3 games he was able to play in. And he adds something to us that we don't have. He's athletic. He's got initial quickness. He's very positive in terms of pass rush and being able to play, space plays because he can run and he is athletic. And, we need more guys, to be like that on our team and the defensive line. There's, too much spread, too many, loose plays in football right now that athletic guys that can run are really, really important to being a good defensive team. And I think that's the biggest thing that he adds. And we need more players to be able to play like him.
Okay, we'll go to Charlie Potter.
Just want to ask you quickly about Neal and the job that you've seen him do in that transition from guard to tackle.
Yeah, he's done great. He's had a really good camp. He's very powerful. He's a prototype right tackle, in my opinion, for everything that we would look for. He's very athletic for his size, and he's a good pass blocker. He's long. He's hard to get around. He's smart. He's conscientious. He's a hard worker. So I've been really, really pleased with his performance.
Go to Cecil Hart.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, you have 2 better and proven wide receivers and are looking for other guys at the wide receiver position. How does that develop? And in particular, ask about one's freshman, Sean Baker.
Yeah, I think we have several receivers that are doing a nice job. Obviously, we lost 2 great players. We have 2 great players coming back, and those 2 guys are both playing like great players. Mechie has done a really, really good job. So, we have a lot of confidence in him. Slade Bolden has done a good job. We have confidence in him. So those are sort of the experienced guys. And then, these freshmen, Javon Baker has shown promise. I think they all have. I just think they need to develop consistency and A, knowing what to do, and B, going out there and playing with confidence. And, so far, Baker's had the most continuity. He's missed the least amount of practices. He's been out there the most. He's a very competitive guy. So he's done a good job so far, but I'm pleased with, that entire core. Xavier Williams is, shown improvement. So, the whole group, I think, has shown, some marked improvement from last year, and they all need to continue to grow and develop, but I'm kind of pleased with the group.
Go to Tony Sakalas.
Hey, Coach, what does it say about your team that, you haven't had a player announce that they were opting out, and just what does that say about their decision and their commitment to play?
Well, I'm excited about the fact that we have a bunch of guys that are committed to playing. I know there's a lot of things going on in the world right now that can affect that, as we see on a daily basis in terms of choices and decisions that players make. But I think it's important that, once you make a commitment to doing something, that, it creates more value for you if you do it the right way, and you focus on what you need to do to be the best player that you can be and control the things that you can control. And I think everybody on our team can create value for themselves by playing. We're going to play a lot of good competition, playing all SEC games this year. We have a chance to have a pretty good team. But, there's going to be a lot of variables that we have to overcome this year relative to the circumstances that we're in. So I'm excited about the fact that the players are committed and I'm hopeful that everybody will stay very much committed. I have no reason to think that they won't, but it's a changing time right now in terms of how people get affected by various things. But our guys have been really, really good about it, and I've really enjoyed the fact that once these guys made a decision to try to play and try to accomplish something, they've all stayed pretty much committed to it.
Two more quick ones. Chris Walsh and then Mike Rudo.
Yeah, you just kind of touched on this, but I'm wondering, midway through camp, what have you really learned about this team, or is it kind of too early for a team's personality to start to come together?
Well, I really can't say. There's so many variables. Right now, young players that need to mature into roles, new leaders, new people playing new positions. We just haven't had enough continuity in practice, I think, for that to develop yet. It is developing, and I'm not disappointed in the way it's developing. I just think it's, too early to call. And with the circumstances being as they are, and the unknowns, and doing things differently, like we've had to do things. It's different for players, it's different for coaches, it's different for everyone. We may not know until we play. So I don't know if I'll be able to answer that question until we play.
Okay, go ahead, Mike. We'll finish up with you.
Nick, you've spoken in the past about how much what happened at Kent State 50 years ago affected you when you were young. Just how much might have that influenced you to take part in this moment in history this week?
Look, I wanted to be supportive of our players. I talked to the players about these types of things, and I listen and learn. And I think, it's not just about me or what I think necessarily, but also supporting them in a positive way in terms of what their views are. The concepts that they support, I don't think they've ever come out and said they support any organization, good, bad, or indifferent. They support concepts of things that can be done in the future. And just like, we're not letting this die. We're making a list of things that our players can do and can encourage other people to do in our own community, some of which they mentioned on Monday. So this is just not, we came over there on Monday and we had a march and now it's over. It's, hey, we challenged everybody to do things to make a difference, and now we're going to challenge ourselves to try to do the same things, me included. So, and everybody can do that in their own way, and that's why I'm not judging anybody else, but I do support our players in their thoughts and what's important to them, and want to make sure that they express it in a very positive way.